Hello and good morning. I'm Noel Doherty.
I'm Maggie Elder.
And this is the Legend Has It podcast. The world's most improvised podcast.
Wow.
We did really well.
Yeah, we were really good together.
I think we really blended, what's it called? Harmonizing.
Yes.
We harmonized. We used to do choir together.
We did.
Our backup vocalist, Drew Barrymore, you might know her from The Drew Barrymore Show, or E.T.
Or Firestarter.
Or 50 First Dates or something. She was missing, so we have Rhonda Mellon joining us today. You might have heard her angelic backup vocals.
She did very well. Don't ask about this. We don't know who this man is.
Remember that art class we took?
Yeah, freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year, when we had that one weird teacher.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Blair.
Mrs. Blair. She was an odd creature. I don't know if she was a human. She always had that like scaly look.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it makeup or do you really have scales on your skin?
She also made a point one time to be like, I have to go plug in and charge my battery.
And I thought she was like getting coffee. You know how they do slang? They're like, oh, gotta power up.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But then she went and sat in the corner for our entire art period, eyes open the entire time, not moving.
Not moving. I like asked her a question. I was like, Mrs. Blair, I'm having trouble with my watercolors. That's what I sound like, apparently.
Freshman year.
Yeah. I switched my voice.
Yeah, that was freshman year.
This is
she went.
That's true. She said exactly that and did that. You did a really good impression of Mrs. Blair at that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Blair, I have a problem with my watercolors. She dead silent. Anyway, that was a really fun class. And my favorite part, and the most interesting part, which is the story for this episode. Did I talk about it? It's a podcast?
We're on the most... I think we did the intro.
We definitely did the intro.
You sang it?
Sorry, the final project.
When we traveled.
Incredible. I loved the trip.
Yeah, so she took us
all
on this
the way to
bus.
Ohio.
She took us on this school bus that had eyes and was magic. You go. Was magic.
And I was so annoyed at the time. I was kind of a dork. I go, Miss Blair, please let this be a normal field trip.
Everyone
on the bus.
No way! I love it, Chris. Yeah, that's how it went. But yeah, it was really, really interesting. So it was an art class.
But the school bus shrank.
Yeah.
And went inside of a chicken.
Yes. She wanted to prove that art can be found anywhere. She said, I found this bus, don't ask questions, get inside, take these pills. We're going to go on a trip. That's what she said.
So we were freshmen in high school, we took the pills.
Yeah.
We got on the bus.
And I feel like maybe our stories are a little bit different, but should I tell what I remember?
Yeah.
Because I don't really remember a chicken.
You don't remember the chicken? Interesting.
No, yeah. But that's really interesting to me. What I remember was we were driving, as a bus does, on a road, and I was sitting there looking out the window, and then all that I can see is something falling from the sky. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess, like something from space. Uh-huh. And I was like, Miss Blair, did you see that? She turns her head and sees as it's falling and whips the car. Literally not even...
She whipped the car around?
Not around. Completely.
She turned it around?
No, not what I...
She turned the car around?
Well, she turned towards the meteor that was falling.
Oh, sorry. I was really surprised at the... whatever.
Wasn't...
I'm over the spit take.
I was surprised. Whatever.
I was shocked. That's why I spit out my water.
Obviously. Yeah, so she whips the car not even down a regular road, but down just like through a cornfield.
Through a cornfield?
Yeah.
Not even a regular road?
I know, right?
That was so shocking that I spit out a little bit of my water. I don't know if you could tell.
I was really surprised.
I was really surprised just then.
Was it worth it to do it a second time?
To do what? Be so shocked
So-
that I expelled what was in my mouth?
Through the cornfield towards the meteor, and as we're driving, we reach there. We reach the meteor.
You reached the meteor? I'm dripping wet.
Yeah, you're soaking wet.
I was so shocked
I
when you
know,
said that you
right?
reached the meteor. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
I spit out a little bit of my water.
So surprised.
A little bit of my...
Just a little.
What'd you do when you got to the meteor?
So she got to the meteor. She gets out of the bus, and she goes, "Stay on the bus. Stay on the bus. Don't get off the bus." And
What'd you do?
obviously, I got off the bus.
Classic.
Out the emergency exit, out of the
Ooh.
back, which I've always wanted to do too.
Really cool.
And I sneak around, and all of our heads, imagine us like, yeah,
Leaning out.
all
In a row. Like
Yeah,
you're
packed on top of
wondering,
each other.
you're wondering how the highest
Height, yeah.
head, how tall that kid
Exactly.
is. That you all lined up. The
Mhm.
the bottom one's obviously like crouching down. But
we kept going.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of children. And she walks up to the meteor, and it turns out it's a spaceship, like a little one. And she gets in there, and she's like turning wires, and she's pressing all these buttons, and then she pulls someone else that I didn't even see at first out of the spaceship and starts doing CPR on this random person.
before we reveal who the random person is, I'd like to have a word from our sponsor of today's episode.
Yeah,
CPR.
CPR.
Ha 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 ha. Staying alive, staying alive. Ha 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 ha. Staying alive. Ha.
Keep the body alive. The rhythm,
CPR.
Don't stop. CPR.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Call the number at the bottom of your screen. That was a word from our sponsors. Thank you so much for listening to the commercial. Now back to your story, Maggie. There was a random person.
She pulls the body out. I got a good look at his face.
It was a he.
It was a he. Also someone we know.
Also, he had a face. That narrows it down.
Also, to narrow it down more, someone we know.
I know some
Very
people with faces.
well. I also know most people with faces.
You know most people with
Yeah,
faces?
don't-
That's a lot of people,
Yeah.
Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 7,000 people in this world. 7,900 to be exact. And you know most of them?
Yeah. I'm really popular. Anyway, who is it other than what seems to be Barack Obama?
Good.
And I was like, wow, that's convenient. And then they start talking in this language to each other.
He was injured though? CPR?
Yeah, he was about to die. He was nearly dying.
She revives him, then they talk?
Yeah, then they're talking. He's on the ground, obviously injured, spaceship crash. She's revived him, and then she goes, that's how they talk.
That's what they said?
That's what they said. That's how they talk.
Funny you mention, when we were in the body of the chicken as a shrunken school bus, I did have a similar thought that happened around the same time as what you're on the timeline of your story.
Yeah.
We were going through the lungs, and I think the chicken had some sort of infestation, and the chicken was breathing, and it was going.
It's exactly what Obama sounded like. It's exactly what Obama said.
And Mrs. Blair said that the chicken had lung cancer. And now we're passing through towards the stomach.
Really quick. Well, because then Obama died. He said that message to her. She wrote it down onto a normal pad of paper.
In regular words?
No, in some mystery.
A really swirly.
Yeah, definitely
language.
really swirly. Lots of swirls. Imagine this motion. She made that sound as she wrote. Obama died. She was crying, shaking the body. And
I
then,
would do the same. I would be
Yeah.
really sad.
Yeah, and then she gets, she turns around and all of us go, she barely misses us.
You're still peering outside of the bus? 5
She
minutes.
barely misses us. We hop back on the bus. We're sitting there like, we weren't just watching you. She gets back on the bus and she says in a normal voice, I have somewhere we need to go. It'll be very quick. But I'm sorry. We have to do this.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that we were in the stomach. And she said, I'm sorry, we have somewhere we need to go. It'll be very quick because this chicken has diarrhea.
That's what happened in New
That's
York.
right. We're going to be liquid shit, you guys. This bus is in liquid poop. Diarrhea is what this chicken is about to have. We're on our way out.
Yeah. Similar vibe. The bus, she took like a shortcut water style. Boat became boatified, as
The
they
bus
say.
became a boat.
Yes. Boatified. Really speedy boat. We went down the River Hudson.
Really speedy boat. You know, like a boat that's faster than normal boats.
Yeah.
Like a fast boat.
Quick boat. Swift boat. We went down the River Hudson, as commonly in Ohio. And when we got to the end of the River Hudson, there was this little dome, like a very small glass dome, with a lot of little people running around. And that's when we shrank. At least what I remember. We stayed all on the bus. She shrinked us all because it's the bus that has the shrinkage power. She went inside, delivered the message to the president. As she's walking out, we see the little dome on fire. Everything's being destroyed. Everyone's killing each other. Huge riot. She gets on the bus. She's like, all right, kids, time for snack time.
Okay, that kind of actually lines up with my story as well, because while the chicken was having a poop, it was diarrhea. It was like a fiery diarrhea. We thought that the chicken maybe had eaten some hot sauce or chipotle.
Lava.
Like lava poop.
Lava.
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 It felt as there was lava around us. And then we started, whoa. We started unshrinking to normal size.
'Cause that's the sound. Whoa.
That's the universal unshrinking sound.
Of course it is.
Everyone was familiar. We didn't even have to cover
Yeah.
it. You know, when you unshrink from being shrunken before and now you're going back to regular size.
Whoa. Yeah, I got it.
And we're in real lava in a bus boat.
So now things are coming together. Because after, the little town burned down, water, Hudson River, now, as we know, lava.
Lava.
It's all lava. I don't know what happened with that little town. I guess they were the water supply. But
That's rough.
it became lavafied.
And she hoisted the sails.
Uh-huh.
And she sailed that lava boat better than I've ever seen anyone sail any boat. You know how water, you can get through it like kind of quickly when you're on a boat because it doesn't have that much friction or something?
Yeah.
Lava has more friction than water.
It's slower.
It's like mud or something. And it's hot mud, kind of, in a way.
Sure.
And she sailed the boat faster than you would even be sailing through water. I was like, Mrs. Blair, you're a great sailor. And she's like, yes, I won the regatta in France or something.
Yes. I remember her saying that. So now we're on the same page.
Now we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I had a little I was dreaming for part of mine.
Yeah. Maybe she gave you a different pill?
Maybe we had different pills, and then they're kind of worn off. We're in real lava now.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. Lava, sailboat. Mrs. Blair is taking us towards the top of the
Hudson River. Yeah.
To get back to school.
For snack time.
For snack time.
Yeah.
And then after snack time, we painted paintings, and that was the final art project.
It was really fun. She said, paint what you remember. Everyone's painting looked drastically different.
Everyone's...
I was like, where's your Obama and your spaceship? And they were like, what are you talking about? Where's your unicorn and your forest?
Yeah, I was painting the insides of a chicken, and this other kid was like, wait a minute, you didn't see I can't think of a single thing.
You couldn't think of one
You
thing.
didn't see the whole plot of all 3 Hunger Games movies? What? Or 4, or whatever?
Yeah, whatever. You get it.
The good ones.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4 are the good ones. The third movie's alright.
It's okay.
And I'm like, dude, you didn't see the inside of a chicken?
Yeah.
And then lava? He's like, I remember the lava.
We all were there for the lava. Yeah.
Interesting that happened. But I really did, I think everyone's paintings came out great.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Beautiful project, I think. I'm starting now to wonder what she did to us.
I'm not really worried about it.
No, me neither. Beautiful time.
That's my favorite art project I've ever done.
Yeah.
I'm Noel Doherty.
It was kind of dark. Like just black chicken insides.
Yeah, it was mostly dark.
It was mostly dark and
Well, we had
red
flashlights.
and brown.
Red and brown.
It's the inside of a body.
Can I end it?
I'm Maggie Elder.
I'm Noel Doherty. This is the Legend Has It podcast. We're on all major podcast streaming platforms and TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube or we'll put you in a chicken and we'll give you drugs that make you hallucinate. We can't wait for Drew Barrymore to come on next episode.
Such good harmonizing there between
We'll see you
us.
next week with the
Drew
one and only Drew
Barrymore.
Barrymore.
I can't wait to see her.
I really can't wait to see
It's
her.
gonna be amazing. It really is.
I haven't seen her in forever.
I know. It's been so long.
Like months.
Yeah, I know. I saw her last week.
Did you guys hang out?
We have the same second cousin.
You hung out without me? With Drew?